Couple new faces here. Hello, Rebecca.
All right, there we go. We are streaming live on YouTube.
Hi.
Hey, Rebecca, how's it going?
It's going good, thank you. How are you?
We are doing great. So today, everybody, we're going to kick off where we left off on Tuesday, and that was moving directly into expireds, canceled, and withdrawn listings, and how we can create an effective strategy to go ahead and consistently win those time and time again. So expired, canceled, withdrawn listings are an excellent way to win listing business if you're marketing to them correctly. Lucky for you guys, we're going to show you a streamlined approach to consistently winning expired, canceled, and withdrawn listings today in this live training. Now, the strategy overview, this is going to be a very brief breakdown of everything that you guys are going to need to have involved with the follow-up mechanisms to make sure that you can win those expired listings. Now, this is an extremely low-hanging fruit. Someone was trying to sell their house, and for some reason, it didn't get done. In a lot of cases, the reason their home didn't sell boils down to pricing or cleanup on that home. So either the agent priced it too high, or maybe there was a lot of things that could have been done to that house to declutter, depersonalize, and get that house ready to be sold on the market. So in a lot of cases, you guys are going to be going up against somebody that had a price issue. They were pricing their house over what the actual current market can afford or will ask for. I know that right now we aren't seeing this as often, but still people can be crazy about how much they want for their home. So expired, canceled, withdrawn listings get a lot of attention from agents, you guys. You're going to have a ton of agents reaching out on these leads, and you're going to have a lot of competition, so you've got to stand out. So the truth is the majority of agents make 1 to 3 attempts to communicate with a prospect. What is required is tenacious follow-up with your prospects, and that's going to be delivered over multiple channels. So you want to automate your expired, canceled, withdrawn listings. All of those leads, you want them to go directly into your CRM. And you can use a platform like Zapier, API Nation, Integromat, or another similar software that allows you to seamlessly transfer data from one platform or another. But there's quite a few things that you want to get in place as soon as this lead hits, or automations that you would have, or at least a streamlined approach for the manual actions that you will take to set this follow-up in place, depending on the system you are using. So another thing on this, I want to note that you guys should frequently check these listings to make sure that they haven't re-signed and that they are not active on the MLS. We don't want to get you guys in a position where you're violating code of ethics, or you're marketing directly to another agent's client that already has a signed listing agreement. So be sure to check frequently on these. And being that we just got set up with our IDX provider, we are going to have our backend team doing some work. I mean, this is going to be down the road, but they're going to work on creating a system so that we can check to see if those listings have relisted with your guys' MLS, since we have IDX feed capability now. So that's something that's coming down the road. Super exciting. But a couple of things that you need to do once the lead enters your CRM. So number one, we need to automate a mailer campaign that's going to go out over a 3-month period. We want 14 pieces of direct mail to go to these individuals within that 3-month period, setting yourself up for success so that you can win that listing. You guys, they're going to be getting bombarded. You're going to have other agents that are sending them direct mail, other agents that are calling, other agents that are door knocking. So you need to make sure that you're setting yourself apart from your competition with these mailers. And I'm going to give you several examples that you can use below that will give you a really good idea of how to go ahead and dominate that marketplace. And we'll expand upon some of these as we're going through the cards, so that we can we have other plans or strategies outside of just what these cards are that we can talk about and expand upon. You guys also need to make sure that you're launching an 18 dial call campaign to this lead over a 3-month period. And then after that 3-month period, you want to make sure that you have a consistent call once per month, touch base with that lead. So I'll actually add that into the slideshow after we're done. You also want to make sure that you add that lead directly into a Facebook audience for video advertising and for advertising to showcase listings that you have recently sold. Think about it. This is an agent, or this is a homeowner that just had their home listed. and their listing expired, meaning their house did not sell. So go ahead and put houses in front of them that you have recently sold, showing them that you will be the agent that can help them cross the finish line and get it done. Once you've activated those and launched those, you also need to make sure that you activate a voicemail campaign where you're dropping voicemails directly into their voicemail box on their phone. You can do that with Leads to ROI or KV Core. I believe Sync. I know Sync has the opportunity as well. There's several other platforms out there that allow you to do voicemail drops. I saw Kelly Wheeler actually just joined in. Hey, Kelly, are you there? He must have stepped away to get a cup of coffee. He just moved over and he has Chime now. I want to see if Chime offered voicemail drops, but we'll dive into that and take a look at it later. Looks like Kelly might be on the phone. But also be sure to set up those voicemail drop campaigns, you guys. It's going to help with your conversions. So when you guys are calling your prospects, it's extremely important to remain tenacious, you guys. Again, the average agent gives up after only 3 call attempts. Where you guys are going to win is through your persistence in your follow-up. Now, with this strategy, you're not only calling that lead, you're also sending direct mail. You're going to be sending, you're going to be putting Facebook ads directly in front of these folks that have expired so that you can catch their attention. It's going to be over multiple channels. But one thing that I would recommend is if your state allows it and there aren't any rules against texting in your state, this is somebody whose listing has expired. They did have their home up for sale. In most locations, you can solicit them. So I would attempt to send a text message and potentially an email to these folks as well. But you want to check with your local municipalities and make sure that it is not illegal for you to do so. If you are to send text messages out in Florida, for example, Florida is extremely strict on robo text messages, and you can actually get a penalty and be sued for that. So make sure that you are aware of your local rules and regulations. And that's one of the reasons why we aren't showcasing texts and emails in this live training. But if it's available in your market, go for it. So when we take a look at some of these mailer examples, you guys, the very first one that we're looking at is going to be, but your house hasn't. So homes are selling in your neighborhood, but yours hasn't. And it's going to have their first name. Has your home expired? Think twice before you relist with the same agent. And then the back side of that card is going to be what makes us different. We are a serious home marketers. We already have home buyers to show your house to before we even meet you. Our commission plan puts thousands more in your pockets. If you are buying a home when your home sells, we contribute a minimum of $1,000 towards fees. Ask me how. No long-term listing agreements, right? So essentially what you guys need to make sure that you put in place on these on these cards that you're sending out is you want to make sure that you're utilizing unique selling propositions that you are comfortable with. So these are cards directly from Mailbox Power. These were built out by Kelly, I believe Brennan Mulrennan, and a handful of other agents had a little bit of help in creating these particular cards. Looks like Kelly got back with his coffee now. And so you guys, if you are reading these and any of these points don't work for you, you can always go in and edit that point. So if you don't want to contribute $1,000 in fees towards the next home, if they're planning on buying afterwards, you don't have to do that. You can pull that from the card, add in your own unique selling proposition. So the next one that we're going to look at is home expired and did not sell. I can get it sold. My flexible commission plan saves you thousands, no long-term listings needed. With a couple of changes, your home will sell. I sell homes that others cannot. Let's chat. So some just basic verbiage that you can put out there. I do want to throw a couple of other ideas out there to y'all. And this is especially if you've already won a handful of expired listings in the past. A card that I would put together would be a card that would showcase a listing, and I would say this particular home was on the market for X number of months or X number of weeks or however that time frame was, and did not sell before I took over the listing. Once I took over the listing, we were able to sell for X over asking price in Y amount of time. So that way you're actually speaking directly to that expired listing in a way that they can see that you're going to be able to give them help. And you are that shining light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to getting their home sold, because they just had a 2-month or a 3-month period where their house was on the market and they couldn't get it done with their current agent. You're going to show them how you can get it done where others can't. And that actually falls right in line with this type of card right here. Experience what makes me different, full marketing program, X% listing commission. So if you guys do offer a discounted listing commission, you can add that to the card and entice them to reach out to you. I think that's a great way to go about it in this particular market. But I would take a little bit different approach personally, and I would build the value in why I was the agent that they should work with. But if you guys do want to discount listings, we have several agents that do that, and they win a ton of listings by doing it. So it's a great way to get your foot in the door. Buying once your home sells, get a portion towards your next closing costs paid on your next home. So a lot more of the same, but these cards are really good examples of things that you could utilize in a drip campaign. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards on this page alone. And then on the next page, these are going to be some letters that you guys can use from listings to leads. And so inside of listings to leads, you guys have a phenomenal database that, well, not database, but a phenomenal system that gives you marketing materials for each one of your listings. So one of the things that you can notice here is that it's always important to showcase past listings to those expired homeowners. Their listing just expired, it didn't sell. Show them you can get the job done. So if you have homes that are in their neighborhood, near their neighborhood, or just in town, go ahead and send them out some mailers showcasing those properties. Let me see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in on these because it is a presentation or a slideshow. But let me actually pull up and show you guys what these look like in a little bit larger format. All right, so here's an example, you guys. So this is a letter that you could load into Mailbox Power or whichever whatever platform you're using to send direct mail on, that you could get in front of an expired, canceled, or withdrawn listing to showcase your expertise in selling a home. So hello, I hope you're having a great week. I just wanted to let you know that 7 George Drive in Majestic, New York sold. You can get more information, price, and photos and more by going to, and here's an actual URL that you can click on and go to for the actual property. And then they give you a QR code so that they can scan it with their phone and automatically go to that landing page. Did you know that home sales over the last 12 months within 2 miles of your home affect your home's value? If you have any questions about your home's value after you check it out below, feel free to ask. Just text, call, or email me. So this will then drive them into a home valuation website so that they can enter their address and get a property value directly from you. And so you're giving out some additional information with that, or some free information with that directly to your expired prospect. All right, and then at the bottom, it just has a heartfelt note and all of your contact information so that they can get back to you. So pretty awesome stuff there on that. And let me get back to the slideshow. So there's a handful of different mailers that you guys can utilize so that you can send out that are pre-built inside of listings to leads. All you have to do is download them. And then they also have postcards just like this that you guys can use. This would be the front of the postcard. This would be the back of the postcard. So a couple of different options for you guys when sending out mailers to your expireds. Send solds, send pending listings, send postcards showcasing your expertise, send postcards providing unique selling propositions as to why you can get their home sold and why they're going to benefit from working directly with you and when others couldn't get that job done. So the next thing that we're going to look into, and we're going to move directly into our Facebook ad strategy, you guys. And in our Facebook ad strategy, organization of audiences is extremely important. So when you guys are targeting, I'm throwing FSBOs in here as well because it's all part of the same program that we run. But when you guys are targeting FSBOs, canceled, expireds, and withdrawns on social media, Each category should have their own audience, and you should import those past couple of years, the past couple of years of each category into Facebook. So if you have a platform like My Plus Leads or the RedX, or there's quite a few other ones like it where you can pull FSBO expired, canceled, withdrawn data. But if you're using any of those, you can typically go back in time, say go back 1 year, 2 years, and pull that data of past FSBOs, canceled, and expireds. Get a list of 1,000 each minimum. Once you have that list, you can go ahead and import it directly into Facebook, and you will be able to have an audience that's created there. And then as your new leads drive into your CRM, you want to automate those through a workflow and leads to ROI, and it will add each lead based off of a tag to their respective audience. So for example, you'll have a FSBO, a canceled, expired, or withdrawn audience. If a lead comes in with the expired tag, it's going to get added to the expired audience. So that way you can run designated ads to each one of those audiences with a message that's speaking directly to them. And so this is where you guys automate lead type, or automate the lead type to Facebook audience. This is actually automate the ad type to Facebook audience. So make sure that when the lead gets dumped into the audience, you have an ad that's already running, and it's an ad that's reaching out to either expireds, canceleds, withdrawns, or if you're marketing for sale by owners as well, have a category for sale by owners and speak to them with a unique selling proposition under each listing type that you're reaching out to. Right. And that's where you want to make sure that you run ads that resonate with the audience. And you guys are also going to want to make sure that you provide education. And because you already have the information, you already have their phone number, you already have their email, you already have their first name and their last name, you don't need to ask for anything beyond an email address when you're giving them that free information. So essentially, you're going to be looking at providing them with PDF guides. Maybe you're providing them with a cheat sheet to get their home sold the quickest. Whatever those materials are that you decide you want to provide to those individuals, make sure that you're only collecting an email or a phone number, so you can simply text it or email it to them. But then I would continue to follow up in the means that they submitted, whether it's phone or email, with either video emails or video texts, so that you can not only build authority, but you can also build trust in that potential listing so that you can win it when the time comes. And then that's where, again, you guys need to use video to build that authority and trust. Now, a couple of examples of Facebook ads. Merlene, I used your account today so I could pull some examples of this for the slideshow. But just to showcase this to you guys, you'll have expired. We have an expired listings that failed to sell. What now? Download this free guide. Awesome resource that's given directly from Listings to Leads. You guys will have the ability to, as soon as they go and click and fill this out, the PDF guide's automatically going to be sent to them, and it's going to be in their inbox. You guys don't have to do anything. It's just automatically going to be there. Pending listing. Again, we want to showcase to these folks that you are an agent that can accomplish what their past agent couldn't do, which was sell their home. So showcase pending listings that are actively, that you have actively pending right now, and put those directly in front of your expireds, your canceleds, your withdrawn, and your for sale by owners in your audiences in Facebook. These ad types are great ways to go ahead and showcase your expertise and authority in your marketplace. And then, of course, beyond that, you want to make sure that you're also showcasing your sold listings that you have to your expired, canceled, withdrawn. Again, solidify that you are the agent that can get their home sold. So I wanted to actually see if Kelly had anything to add on expireds, canceled, withdrawns today. I know that he has done a ton of this business in the past and has helped coach a lot of agents on how to grow as well through these particular style of strategies. So,
yeah. So with everything that you do as a real estate agent, you have to be consistent. I have about 13,000 agents that follow me on social media. And the number one thing that happens when they contact me for a private one-on-one is, what can I do to get business? And when we take a deep dive into what they're doing here, it's not that they can't generate leads or they can't use these systems. It's that when they have something in front of them, they're not consistent. So, I've taken some time off as I'm building my team, and I've had some business challenges with regard to what I'm doing. So I haven't done a whole lot of production, but I'm back in the game now. And just today I had a FSBO that's listing with me from Cards. I've got an expired coming on board and listing with me next week. And here's, it's not because I'm better than anybody else. I'm good at what I do. I'm consistent. I have good offers, stuff like that. But you guys can have the same thing. So with what Brian was showing you guys, it's consistency plus systems that crush your goals. The average agent is doing 4.7 deals a year. Guys, if you stay consistent with what little bit that Brian went over today, you could triple that with a budget that is absolutely phenomenal. I'm talking, $2 to $4 grand a year, as opposed to $500 for one Zillow lead. So Brian, what I'm going to say is this: get your systems in place. If you're not doing email campaigns, direct mail, a phone call, then you're going to have a hard time this year, especially with the market tightening, with high interest rates, sellers starting to get timid about putting the home on the market, buyers backing off. You've got to get strategic. And here's what I know. Direct mail has about a 95% open rate. So if you combine that with your email campaigns and some strategic phone calls, guys, you're going to win. There's just no way around it. But don't think that what you saw today with Brian is like, oh, that's really good. That's really good. Don't think it's the blue pill. You have to take absolute action with your marketing and put that together with some really good systems. And guys, you're going to crush it. I know that. I had an agent call me yesterday. Kelly, I've been doing the card thing, and I started calling these FSBOs 2 weeks after they started my 5-week campaign, and I already got 2 listings. Had another guy up in Virginia last year. All he did was send cards. That's it, to for sale by owners. He didn't do any phone calls. He did no email campaigns. He's changing that now because he just added a couple buyer agents and 2 listing agents. But last year, $4,000 budget on direct mail, and that sucker did $12 million in sales for just for FSBOs. So here's what I know, guys. Take the stuff that Brian taught on today, make some actionable decisions that you're going to be consistent with it. And if you need some help, contact these guys. They can help walk you through this stuff. They've already mastered. They've got it. They've got agents right now on their platforms that are crushing it. So Brian, I guess that's, I listened to what you said, and I just keep coming back to consistency, putting a plan in action, and having systems. And I don't care if it's the single agent or the team, this is how you do it.
Absolutely. I mean, find one part of your day that, even if it's just 20 minutes, that you're able to dedicate to sit down, have your lists, and call through. And might take you 5 days, it might take you 3 weeks, but it might be that third week you get somebody to pick up who's interested. Okay. And consistency is the key, as Kelly said.
100%. I mean, and that really hits the nail on the head. I'd actually like to talk a little bit about time management and blocking out your day so that you can be as efficient as possible. When it comes to sending out the direct mailers, right, we set it up one time, and then we can automate that going forward. So your guys' direct mailers, if you have that lead that hits your account, you can have that completely automated so it doesn't take any of your time. You can set the system up in a couple of different ways. You can either have all of your leads go directly into what is called a manual call list. And this is where you actually have all of your leads list up and into a pool for you so that you can go and click the dialer one time. It's going to call through each one of your leads. After you've called that lead, you'll have the ability to disposition. You could also set it up to where the system called you at a specific time of the day. You pressed a button on your phone and then it automatically called your leads. This is an extremely efficient method of delivery when it boils down to follow-up or working that follow-up. Because if you set the time on that, let's just say you block out 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on your day for when you want to make your calls, and you set in leads to ROI that is the specific time frame you want your your call campaign to go live, where the system calls you, you will get called within that 2-hour block repeatedly. You just press 1 and it keeps calling the number of the agent that you're reaching out to. and you'll have a little voice whisper when it dials you that says, new lead, John Smith. You'll be press 1 to connect or to call. You press 1 and it'll automatically call that lead. So a couple of extremely efficient means of delivery for you guys to actually go through and call those lists. But it's important that we block out specific times, whether those times can be different throughout the week. It doesn't have to be 9 to 12 or 9 to 11 every single morning, but we need to make sure that we consistently have a call time set up in that day so that we can go ahead and go and make dials directly from there. Maybe we also want to block out an hour of every single day so that we can take a look at our marketing strategy, what we're doing and providing to these FSBOs, canceleds, expireds, withdrawns, and really put forth some new strategies and efforts to help grow that business. But I feel that when it comes to being efficient in your role and wanting to sell more houses, it's extremely important that you guys maintain that consistency, and you can easily do that through blocking out your time and giving yourself the ability to make those calls every single day.
Brian, let me ask this, because you dropped some really good content on this training. For those of you that are with us watching, if you don't mind, unmute yourself if somebody's willing to talk. What are you doing to, number one, generate the lead, and then to reach out to the lead? What vehicle are you using to try to convert that lead to an appointment? Is anybody willing to talk? And if not, we can move on. But this is a good opportunity for somebody to maybe even do a course correction. Is there anybody willing to say what they're doing right now to generate leads, and how are you trying to get appointments?
Hey, Kelly, Jim here.
I knew you were going to answer.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer it good though. Maybe not. I do the Facebook with listings to leads, and it produces contacts, no problem. And they definitely go into leads to ROI. And I think the ISAs are reaching out to them, trying to get contacts, get stuff set up. They go on the automation, and the system is texting them. They're replying. When they reply, I start texting back and forth and get a conversation going. But I am one of the most guilty persons in the world to never get on the phone. I'll be honest, straight up. That's probably why my business it's good, but it could probably be better if I just get on the phone and yap at somebody.
And the secret sauce is, Jim, and everybody listening, it's not just getting on the phone. I hate to say it, but anybody can get on the phone. Not that every realtor is going to do it, because there's this like fear factor, right? Oh my God, I don't want him to be mad at me, and I'm probably the 15th realtor to call, right? There's that fear, but it's not just getting on the phone. What are you going to say when you get on the phone, right? Are you going to sound like a salesman, or are you going to come across as inquisitive, calling for information? How did that go? I'd love to hear more about your story. Can you tell me why you think the last agent didn't sell? Stuff like that goes a lot longer with building reputation and trust, as opposed to just picking up the phone. And Jim, I know you know this. Hey, this is Jim Neal with Hoopy Doopy Real Estate Company. I noticed that your home expired last night. When are you open to interviewing agents, aggressive agents? Or, hey, I noticed your home's a for sale by owner. I'm working with a buyer. Can I come preview your home? Right? That's what everybody else is doing. What are you doing? And I remember, Brian, somebody telling me the definition of insanity is if you do the same thing over and 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 over, and you think you're going to get a different result. So if you do get on the phone with, say, a FSBO and expired, or even a GeoFarm seller, what are you saying to them? Because the cards are great, guys. Cards are going out all week long, right? Emails are going out. But when you've got them on the line, what are you going to say? And I think that is where the big power teams excel. They've got scripts, they practice, they train. And here's something, Brian, how many people that are left on the call right now actually, has anybody ever done this? Go into your bathroom when nobody's around, look in the mirror, and try to get an appointment with yourself, right? Has anybody tried to do that? I have. And I did it one time and didn't realize my wife was home. And she's like, who are you talking to in there? I said, I'm talking to Kelly. But you've got to hone this stuff in, guys. So you know what? This weekend, homework, go in the bathroom and try to get an appointment with yourself as a FSBO and an appointment with yourself as an expired. and see how you feel on that deal. But that's the only way you're going to get this thing to where you're comfortable talking. But at the end of the day, if you're not building value and bringing value to the end user, if all you do is come across as a salesperson, you're going to struggle. Anyway, that was good. That was a good one, Jim.
Hey, Jim, can I ask you some questions on that?
Absolutely.
So do you want to make some commitments to start calling your leads?
I really need to.
Okay.
Do I want to? Am I a commitment person? Ask my girlfriend, not necessarily. Hey,
Jim's gone fishing, everybody.
That's what life's all about.
All right, so it's Thursday, and Jim's about to go fishing in Puerto Vallarta or somewhere crazy.
That's great.
All right. So, do you have a specific time of day that you want to make your calls? If you were to say, hey, I want to put forth the effort, and I want to add consistency to my day, is there a time that you want to start calling? Is there a specific time that you want to have as a block time in your day to call your leads in the most efficient manner possible?
Yeah, I'd probably do around 10 to 12. I mean, because my morning routine, I try to get in the office at 9, but with my morning routine, sometimes it's a little tough just because I do so much in the morning. I get up early, but I do so much in the morning. Just keeping myself healthy and going. But yeah, it'd probably be 10 to 12. And then that's the other thing too. I want to talk to you guys on the next call, or set up a meeting or something to where we could set up to where I think what you're getting ready to do, actually, to where the CRM starts calling me to make my calls, make me make my calls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Do you want to do this Monday through Friday, or do you want to do it on Saturday as well?
I mean, I work on Saturday. Saturday is not a bother for me. We usually go out and have breakfast or something, but regardless.
So I'm going to call this call blitz, right? And so what this workflow is going to be, it's only going to fire between 10 a.m. and 10 a.m. and 11:45 a.m. I guess is what I should put for time. That way we don't go all day for you. So
yeah, that's probably a good thing.
So let's just say 12 p.m. right there. So 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's when your calls are going to go through. And it's not going to work outside of this time frame. So this is only going to work inside of 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. It's going to be on your time zone, Jim. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a trigger onto this. I'm going to create a tag here in just a moment that'll kick this off. And I've got some leads that I want you to start with for your call blitz right out of the gate, because you've got 126 leads that are in your database that have responded to a text message or an email. So under the buyer responded leads, we've got 126 of those in there, Jim. And then we've also got home searches that are in here that where our ISAs have gotten a hold of them. They've requested a home search. And we've also got appointments where it was either missed on their side or your side or something. We've got 2 tests in here. So a couple of appointments that are in the books. But we want to start with these right here, this 126 leads of folks that have responded. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a call campaign, or a call to this campaign. This is going to be, so when you get a call, what's going to happen is every morning, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m., the system's going to start calling you. You get a call in from the system. You answer the phone, it's going to say first call to lead, and then it's going to say John Smith or Jim Neal. So you go ahead and you press 1, and it's going to say press any key to connect. Okay, so go ahead and press any key to connect, and then it's going to call that lead. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a wait period on this, and we're going to wait for 1 day. And save, and then we will add another call into the queue. I'll add this whisper. This is going to be seconds. And I should actually write out the first, because I don't know how well the AI is going to be reading 1ST. So I'm actually going to type this out first. Call to. Awesome. Then we're going to go ahead and do another wait period. And we'll go ahead and do 1 day. and add another call. Paste this in. This is going to be third. All right, now we're going to start spreading this out. We're going to add another wait period, and we'll add this and we'll send this out 2 days. Add that call back in. This is going to be 1, 2, 3. This is our fourth. And we'll add another action. This time we'll wait 3 days. Add that call back in. It's going to be fifth. And we're going to make sure we get 6 contact attempts in, okay? And we'll say wait. I'm going to wait on this one 4 days.
And another thing too, while you're doing that, when I don't get a hold of somebody, or if I do, when I do get a lead come across real quick, like from a couple of my other lead generation things that I have that are not going into any of the tools and systems I have with you guys, but it's going into a tool. If I don't get a hold of them, because a lot of times people won't pick up the phone, as we know, we shoot a text to them and they don't, sometimes they don't even answer a text. But I do a quick video and just sitting here, a quick bomb video and say, hey, you know, this is so-and-so, see you're online checking out homes. Appreciate you doing that. No pressure. If you have any questions, give me a call. Shoot me a text. Let's chat. I do that, and I was doing it consistently, and then I dropped off because I got busy with other things that I have going on that's real estate related. That's just taking some time, but it's paying off. It's working. So
awesome. No, I think that's great. Sending that bomb video is taking an extra step that most other agents won't do, and you're setting yourself up for success with that lead. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just an FYI.
The more you do that, the better the better response you're going to get.
That I do. And you know, you were talking about the IDX. I know you guys are going to have one that's totally awesome, but you know, we set up that IDX catalog ad, what, probably 3 months ago, maybe more. And it's consistently generating contacts, but I'm absolutely amazed at the amount of people, once we set up their searches, that are actually in KV Core that are looking at houses. And I'm not calling them. Which
it's another
is
good place to call.
very not smart to do, but I could share my screen with you and show you this. This is incredible what's going on. People looking at houses.
Oh, let's take a look. I got one of those. I got one of those skeleton keys.
That is the beauty
right,
of
Jim.
the automated save search alerts. And I was just looking over a client's account that's in Alaska, and I mean, just in a month, she's gotten, there was literally pages and pages of people searching homes. And this is the same thing that we've seen over and over again with our clients that have the automated save search alerts running for a year or more. The consistency with the website traffic is king. And it really does allow you to have a ton of amazing contacts. These are definitely all people that you should be attempting to call. Definitely.
Correct.
Just,
but I was really surprised.
I saw you were searching on my website, looking at some homes. I just wanted to see if there was anything I could help you with. And I was wondering where you're at in your search.
Yeah, you've got a massive amount of people that are just searching.
I know.
I mean, so you guys, this is when you automate save search alerts and you ask questions for beds, baths, price range, and you find out what they're looking for in a home before you even start sending any correspondences to them. That shows the power of what we can do in marketing for you guys, or what you can learn how to do yourselves through these live trainings. But essentially, this is just us asking the beds, baths, and the price that they want to spend on a new home, what their price range is. We automate the save search alerts from there. And then these go out every single day or every couple of days, depending on how often you want it to be sent out. And then those folks just keep coming back and keep searching on your site. And the beautiful part about that is they're in front of you. They're not on Zillow looking at all of the other agents in your marketplace. and all of your competition. You're giving them exactly what they're looking for, and they're coming back to see it from you time and time again. Let's take a couple of looks at examples here. Like Beth looked at 2 properties 6 days ago, 300, 394, 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2-bath. Let's see what other info we have on her. And we've definitely got some past due tasks. But we looked at a $349,000 property on the 3rd. Look back on the 29th. There was a text message that was sent out because it looks like they had taken a look at this property multiple times. So the automated system actually sent out a text because she had looked at this a handful of times. We have 2 property views here. That's actually what we were just looking at. Another property view back in April 15th. This lead came in 3 months ago and was active 2 days ago. So this lead's continuously coming back to the site and shopping and shopping and shopping. I would absolutely start going through the list of folks that are active on my site and that are looking at homes, and I'd start calling those folks as well. So Jim, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to take these folks right here, all these 126 records. I'm going to go ahead and add a tag to them, and we're going to throw them into the call blitz for you. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., your phone's going to start ringing.
Cool.
Go ahead and grab this. Oops, I need to go
I
tag.
figure out how to turn some notifications off then or something.
Kelly, are you there?
Mm.
Looks like he might not be here right this second.
I'm here.
Okay. Angela was asking what size cards are the best to send out. I feel like the 5.5 by 8.5s are definitely the best, but
Yes, they are.
yeah.
I mean, when I first started as a pro member, the 4x6 were free, so I took advantage of them. And I started finding that I was sending out so many cards that it was actually cheaper for me to upgrade to executive because of the price of the cards. Now, if you're a pro, the 5.5 by 8.5 are only going to cost you 19 cents, right? But if you send out 500 to 1,000 like me, and you send out 300 to 500 5x7s, then it's definitely at a point where you need to look at going executive. But even if you're pro, the 5.5 by 8.5 gives you the most amount of space. 4x6 is good if you're wanting to send out like recipe cards, maybe a once a month to your past sphere of influence with a recipe on it, which they have all of those for free in the system, guys. But 5.5 by 8.5 is probably my go-to card right now. And then the 5.5 by 11 is my secondary go-to.
Right now, I'm not sure what's going on, Brian, but with the system, but now my notifications are blowing up with people wanting home searches.
There are 7 home search requests that are in there. Then you also have appointment requests as well from folks that requested appointments.
Okay.
But we just tagged every single one of them, and they all should be moving into the workflow that'll start calling your phone tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Okay. Fun. So the people that's going to start calling are the people that are getting these search alerts, correct? So that would be kind of the script or the talk, or compared to a lead, well, even a buyer lead in, no. So it's not going to call any FSBOs or anything like that, correct?
Nope. So this is specifically your buyer leads. We can do a
Okay.
call blitz for however you want to go about it. But you do have some really good low-hanging fruit that's already in the CRM, and that's where I recommend starting. But if we want to put the focus on expireds or withdrawns or canceled, we can lump all of them into this and have them be called at that time. But the message that's going to come through is going to be first call to lead. So for this particular one, I would recommend that we keep the focus on buyers. I'd keep the focus on buyers with this one. That way we don't confuse the two. But that's where it starts, that low-hanging fruit that you got there. And then if you want to set up additional campaigns for expired, withdrawn, canceled, either different times or just have a different whisper message that comes through, we can help you with that. So but that should just about do it for today, you guys. We're coming up on the hour right now. I want to open the floor and see if anybody has any questions on anything that's been covered today before we go ahead and turn off.
Hey, Brian, I have a quick question.
Shoot.
Awesome. So I know everyone in here looks like they're using KV Core, so you know we're using Sync. So do we have to get the IDX up and running in order to get those saved searches? Like everyone is here to mirror into Sync?
I'm not exactly sure how we would do a save search alert in Sync. That's for
Okay.
automating it. That's something that I would need to take a look into and see if that's something that we
Sure.
have as a capability.
Okay.
KV Core gives the ability to launch a save search alert based off of a specific tag. So essentially what we've done with KV Core is when we ask how many beds and baths and their price range they want to be in, we have a tag for any combination that they can answer from the list of beds, baths, and the price range. So if we can do something similar with Sync, we can definitely get that set up. Or Sync may work like Chime, where in Chime you can plug that data in when you're importing the lead, and it will fill those specific fields and just automatically launch that save search alert. So I'd have to do a little bit more research on the platform and figure out what capabilities we have, but that's something that I can look into over the next couple of weeks.
We are also working on getting our IDX to be able to have the automated save search alerts as well.
Yeah, we picked out website templates yesterday, so
Yep.
it's pretty exciting.
Actively working on that, and we will be able to do the automated save search alerts with our IDX system. So
Yeah, no worries. Once we get the leads coming in from the ads, I'll manually change all the, beds, baths, etc. once we kind of see what the leads are looking at. So just wanted to see what you guys thought on that on your end.
yeah, we haven't checked Sync, but it's something that we'd love to look into. Send me your login information again, and I'll take a gander. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
Yep.
And with your IDX, you're going to be able to transfer over whatever we got going on search wise in the other CRM to it.
Actually,
I'm not.
yes.
I
No,
mean,
we will. For Jim, everything that he's doing is our formula for beds, baths, price range. So
yeah. I mean, so
we have a couple of steps we're gonna have to take in parsing data and separating some fields.
yeah.
But we
Yep.
shouldn't have an issue in transitioning that, making it smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I know.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're working through it right now. I've got another meeting with our dev guy on Monday. So
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Well, if we don't have any other questions, you guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off for the day. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We will be on again Tuesday, and we will be continuing this training. The next section that we're going to walk through is Seller Guide, a strategy for winning with seller guides, for winning with your guys' pending listings, your recently sold listings, neighborhood market watch, local business interviews, local report, being the local reporter. So we've got a lot of additional things to add on for you guys to go ahead and build your brand and win more listings. So I'm excited to see you guys on Tuesday.